Hello. So we're doing more 3D modeling today. Last time I left off on the bangs and they came up pretty good. They lined up pretty well with the reference and I didn't really have to adjust much. So today we're going to be doing these side pieces, like these side fringes. You can see them here as well. So I ran into a very interesting problem when I tried to line up my reference, and that is that you'll notice that my model doesn't quite line up with the reference, which is fine. I can always adjust that, and also, like, some of it is just stylistic decision, right? But I think the bigger thing is if you compare, like, this part, it kind of covers her face, and if you look at the braid kind of looks like it's on her forehead, right? But then if you kind of like look at this side part, the braid doesn't really line up. It's more on the side of her head. And like the bangs are kind of more in front. These are kind of further back in her head, so they're not actually underneath her eye. It's a little different. Now, is this a failing of my concept artist? No. And I don't blame her because she hasn't really done this kind of work before. Anime art style is very different, and sometimes things don't make sense in 3D space, and if you're not familiar with it, then, you know, sometimes like you get stuff like that, you know, where things just don't line up perfectly. So I don't think it's like a failing on the artist's part, it's just that, like, you know, we have to like just kind of modify our workflow a little bit to kind of get a best interpretation. I think this image here gives like a perfect example of like how sometimes what you end up seeing in a drawing doesn't actually make sense in 3D space just because of, like, you know, how it is. So yeah, I think it's still, I can still definitely work with it. It's not like, you know, completely, you know, a disaster or anything. It's just I need to put in a little bit more work on my part. And you can kind of see how it doesn't quite line up here as well. I have it like pretty closely lined up. And you can kind of see that like the side braid, you know, like it lines up perfectly from the front view, but not from the side view because of, like, you know, the issue I was just saying. So not too hard to work around. Just need to kind of shift things around so it works. So I'm actually likely going to be moving the reference up a bit while I'm working on these side fringes, so it actually like kind of lines up with the front view. So let me just kind of fix that quickly. So if I go to image, offset X, and we can kind of just move it up while we work on the side fringes at least. And then once we're like ready for the back part, we can move it back into place. So you'll see I already kind of have this set up. I have 2 creases on these corners. I have my modifiers set up already so that, like, you know, we have shrink wrap, solidify, subdivision. So it's like the same exact stack that we had here. But I also added this mirror because this part will be symmetrical. As you can see from the front view, it's all symmetrical. No point in duplicating the work. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now, and I want to at least get these side fringes done. I'm not going to be streaming for too long, but I figured, you know, like, might as well kind of get some time in. Yeah, so I'm still sleep deprived. I'm still kind of getting over that, so you guys are helping me stay awake. Right now I'm drinking the strawberry Monster Ultra. That'll hopefully help a little bit. But yeah, so we kind of have to do a bit of like an impressionistic kind of thing with what we have here. So I think we might need to actually we might need to bring these bangs back more at some point, but for now I just want to kind of see what I can do to kind of like emulate this shape. That might mean like dragging this part back more once I'm done with it, but we'll see. Yeah, a lot of stylized stuff, has this kind of like cursed geometry problem. So actually if I pull up, man, I linked it somewhere a while back. Hey, let me close Waydroid so that my shit doesn't show up randomly on the screen. Let me open up Discord, because I linked it to somebody to kind of like illustrate it too, how like a lot of times the 3D view doesn't line up. Let's see. Yeah, I think this was it. Yeah, here we go. So you can kind of see how like this is Ruki's work. This you can like look at this and be like, wow, this looks horrible, right? Like, there's no way this looks good. But then when you actually shade it, it looks totally fine, and like, you know, it looks great. And I guess like she also has like other views, but just to kind of like illustrate, like, you know, a lot of times the viewport doesn't look like the same as the final result. So you kind of just the geometry you do with like a lot of stylized stuff like is also weird. It goes both ways. Anyway, I think I'm gonna try and naively make this shape and then like see if I can just kind of fit it in somehow. If it doesn't line up quite right, then we can adjust it or shift things around. And it'll be okay. I think at least having it like start at this part would probably give me the like a good starting point. Which means I actually have to bring it down a bit, right? So and yeah, so let me actually go into edit mode, and I need to turn off clipping on the modifier so that I can crease. Yeah. And we have snapping on. Now we go to the side view and we start to like kind of line it up a bit. So I just kind of want to get this roughly blocked out. It's a little hard to see where the boundaries are because of the bow, but it's okay. And yeah, hi June, welcome, welcome. Yeah, I think like because this upper part, I might extend this out somehow eventually, but right now I just want to make the side tuft And we're gonna need a loop cut here at some point, so might as well kind of get it in early. And I think this part is actually kind of like layered a couple. It's actually a couple layers now that I'm looking at it, right? So so I might actually, you know what I'll do? I'm not gonna bother with this yet. I'm gonna actually kind of figure out how this part, like, so you have this section down here, right? At work, just saying hi. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Whoops. No. So there's like this plane here, and then there's this plane here. That's a bit longer. So I'm gonna do it in like 2 parts, I think. Yeah. So that way they'll end up overlapping, and I think I can use the same modifier, or maybe even do it in the same mesh or something. Like, yeah, I can see if I like extrude it from here for the second layer, that could work. So we're coming up on our first need for a loop cut right here. So that we can have this part split. And oh yeah, if you haven't noticed already, we have a new follower goal. That'll be fun. Alright, so we got our first one done. And we need another loop cut here. And I'm just gonna set flow. So that our geometry is nice and even. Alright. And then if I had to guess, this is probably like close to what the shape looks like underneath all that hair. That's probably the best approximation for what's likely going on under there. And then we can extrude this out for the upper layer. Oh, actually, now that I kind of am looking at it, it's a little weird how this works. So I'm actually gonna follow this a little bit better until around here. And I actually need to find a way to like maybe I do like extrude from here. Maybe something like this. We can try it. Yeah, we need a little bit of extra geometry there. Actually, I think I put that on the wrong spot. Yeah, this is gonna be it's gonna look a little bit of a clusterfuck until I weight paint it. But let's see. I think it'll look a little bit more normal once I weight paint. Yeah, so right now I'm not gonna worry about this section quite yet. I'm just gonna extrude this out. Extrude this out. And then with the knife tool, come in here. That would work, but I need to get rid of those end guns. Yeah, because we got an end gun here. And that's no good. So we need to fix this topology somehow. Which we can do. I think, maybe I do like, bop, bop, bop. Yeah. Yeah, now we have nice little quads. Good. There we go. Okay, and then it's not gonna look good until I do the weight paints for this, but so might as well at least just get the geometry down. Okay, and then that part is impossible because the shoulder's there. Okay. So this is what we have so far. If I get rid of that, it looks a little weird because there's the overlap, I believe. So what I want to do now is go into weight paint. And I want to make a vertex group. We want to make a vertex group. Wait, no. Where the heck is it again? Is it over here? No, I don't want material. Vertex groups, here we go. So something I do quite a lot is I want something shrink wrapped for certain parts but not others, and so I'll do that. And so we can like pretty easily weight paint like how much we want this modifier to like affect the mesh by doing this weight painting. You do something similar when you're making like armatures. Like up here we want this to match the head geometry really closely. So I'm gonna do this. I don't know if other people do this method for hair, but it's kind of what I do. So so now what we can do in edit mode is we can select this part and we can actually go to our front view. So what I want to do is I want to just select the part that is supposed to be like kind of on the outside of these two layers, right? And then once I have that, I want to go to the front view and kind of get it to line up a bit more. Try to like straighten it out more. So, so we can actually, maybe not on this part, but what we can actually do is like scale X and do something like that to make it a bit flatter. Yeah. And oh, it's because I have snapping on still. Oops. So we want to go back to our front view. We want to get it to kind of like more closely line up with this front view. And we're gonna have to adjust some things once we kind of get it lined up, right? So I kind of want to do that a little bit. Go back here. Get these lining up a bit better. But you can kind of tell already that this is starting to look a lot better. And we can come back and finish this part since it's not affected by our shrink route. There we go. So some parts of this it's not gonna look quite right until we weight paint it, but and I don't really know what's happening with this subdivis. Oh, you know what? I think the solidify modifier just doesn't know what to do at that, like, branch. If I had to guess, that might be what's going on. Yeah, we're getting some, like, weirdness. So we want these like side fringes to be affected quite a bit. And then we want this like under part to not really be as affected. What I might do is actually purposefully kind of take this part and like bring it out a bit more so that we don't have that like collision issue. Do that for now. Yeah, kind of make sure that they're not like overlapping with each other, because I have a suspicion that that's why the solidify is like freaking out. So if I do like this now, yeah, it still doesn't quite know how to handle this. Like, it's still kind of freaking out a bit. So, oh, hey, the Galaga shit. Welcome. Hi, Brittany. It's been a while. I hope you're doing good. Um... So, because I'm having these issues with my modifiers, I think what I'm gonna do, actually, and also, like, I don't really like doing this kind of thing with the, I mean, you can, but it's, eh. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a loop cut right here. I'm going to select these 3 edges. If I can, like, click on them. I'm gonna delete the edges. Go back into that. I'm gonna make these overlap with each other. I'm gonna snap so that I know that they're, like, on the skull. And then I'm going to yeah, so this is now like a separate piece. And what we're gonna do is, for one, we're gonna dissolve these edges. We're gonna okay, I'm gonna worry about that when I actually separate this, so so we need to just select this one. I feel like there's a way to select connected. But I'll just do it manually. Because I can't find it, and I can't be bothered to look it up. Yep, and then separate. There we go. So now you can see I have 2 meshes. They're, like, different. And, yeah. Cool. Now we can kind of, like, work on these separately. And it'll be much, much easier to weight paint. There we go. Yeah. So now I go into weight paint mode, and change that to group. I'm gonna go and actually rename it to shrink wrap, and modifiers shrink wrap. And we want this, like, upper section to conform. Actually, we can make this, like, offset a bit bigger, but we need to do the weight paints first, right? So okay, why is that orange? Okay, whatever. So yeah, let's do our weight paints. I'm gonna hide this for now so I can kind of just go in. I think I can also right click for the paint, the strength. So we're just gonna make it really strong so that we can do it really easily. And then as we get to like the ear level, I wanna do this. And then, yeah, as we get to here, I don't want it shrink wrapping. So now we can apply it. That looks good to me. Now we can go into edit mode. Select these edges. Dissolve. Go in with the knife. Bump, bump, bump. And now our topology is nice and clean. And if we go to object mode, I don't know what's going on with this solidify, but yeah, it's not applying the solidify, which is super weird. Or it's like, is it? It's like flipped. That's weird. It must be a graphical bug or something. I don't know. So I see a little bit of a problem with this part. Yeah. And then this is snapping, which I don't want. Okay. Yeah, this is looking pretty close to what I intended, so now we can unhide that. And we need to vertex crease this and vertex crease this. And I want to do the same up here so that we can get those nice sharp edges. And actually something that I want to do is go back into weight paint, and then I want to add a little bit of this here so that it curves into, yeah, curves into the skull. And then we can adjust how much it kind of bulges out with this offset. Yeah. I don't know why it's not letting me paint this part. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, so this way we can like kind of have it like a fixed distance away from skull, and it's out of the way of the ears and all that. But we don't really want it to be all the way down here. That's not really what we want. Hello? Hello? Blender? Okay. Well. So now what we can do is, from the front view, kind of get these curves kind of lining up. It's not gonna be like perfect, but what I want to do is like kind of give it like a more forward tilt so it's more visible from the front. Especially in the back here. How's that looking? Yeah, so it's still pretty off. We can actually maybe make the solidify thickness on this part a bit thicker. Maybe not that thick. But, yeah. The most important part of this is like the front view, so actually I think I need to move both of these objects forward more. And because we did the like shrink wrap stuff, it all kind of just works. Some of the stuff is like a little bit... Hang on, how did you get inside? Okay. Object, tab. Just make sure all my mods are on. Is this on or off? That's on. Alright. And then... something like that. Now let's take a look at the front view. It's actually, it looks less curved, less extremely curved in the front view. So what I'm actually gonna do is like, select all this stuff down here. Actually, I can just do this in proportional edit. So I want to move this to like about where it appears to hit on the reference and then do proportional editing. We only want the connected and then just kind of do one of these. And I think we should actually rotate this out a bit and kind of flatten it out. I know that's not quite how the reference looks, but some of these shapes are a little bit impossible to figure out how to do properly, and it doesn't... Yeah, you have to like translate it to 3D as much as you can, I think, so... And then I think, at some point when I'm getting the rest of this, like, together, I'll make sure it's like... Yeah. Yeah. So I'll do the same trick that I did with, whoa. Oh, that actually looks pretty cool, but that's not what I'm going for. What happened? Did the weight paints get moved? No. Oh, thanks for the follow, Rebels. Welcome. I don't know what I did that, like, Was it messed up? Yeah, I don't know what I did. Something. One thing else I'm noticing is that, like, the curve on this didn't quite work out when I moved it, so... I'm gonna do one of these. Okay, and now when I move this... I think I need to move it in edit mode. Oh, it's because I have snapping on, that's why I need to turn snapping off. Okay. Position it just right, and now actually, I especially want these to snap. I need to get rid of these. I want them to snap to the skull. And then this part. My sister was calling me, oops. Beauty model is looking dope. What are you making this for, if you don't mind me asking? It's my VTuber avatar. Yeah, I'm making a 3D version of my VTuber avatar, so it'll be very fun once it's done. I think I can use it for streaming and VR chat and stuff like that. I have snapping on. There we go. This part looks a little weird. Yeah, I want it angled inward more. I may need to... Yeah, that's looking kind of whack. It's still looking a bit weird. I'm gonna go back and retrace these wisps of hair. Because I think when I shifted it around, it ended up being kind of weird. That's dope. Thank you. Yeah. So I need to get out of edit mode first. Need to select this. Yeah, I need to bring this forward, I think, and I'll see if I can get it to generally line up with I think I'll have it roughly line up with, like, right here. Yeah, I wish I could, like, skew it a bit, but... So we can just drag these down to where the reference is. I'm gonna hide this for now. We're just working on this part. I wish my PC was strong enough to run anything like this. Blender actually runs surprisingly well. Unless you're planning on like doing sculpting work, which can sometimes be a little intense. Polymodeling actually runs pretty well on most lower end PCs, just because like this is how they did it like years and years and years ago, and like especially if you're doing stylized characters, you don't need like anything crazy, I don't think. So I wouldn't let that be like a barrier unless you're like running with like only integrated graphics. If you have like any kind of decent, like even if it's like not the best graphics card ever, but like if you have any kind of dedicated GPU even from like a while back, it'll still work fine. Yeah, I'm actually right now I'm running this on an integrated graphics just because I'm having issues with Blender and NVIDIA graphics, so it can run very quickly. You have a Radeon 580. I'm not super familiar with like the Radeon line of cards, but yeah, I would give it a try before like writing it off. You might be pleasantly surprised. Because when you think about it, like, there's not that many polys in this hair, right? Like modern games are much more heavy than whatever the heck I'm doing right now. I don't know what happened here, but I'm just gonna fix it quick. Irina, good morning. Hope you slept well. Yeah, my PC can barely run games, it drops frames so much. I don't know, it depends. Like, there's a lot of people who do like there's like there's like a stylistic choice of like just doing like low poly models. Like if you want, you can kind of make more like low res kind of retro style models, and like that you don't need a crazy PC for. It might be a little bit clunky, but yeah, again, I wouldn't, especially for like stylized models, I wouldn't worry too much about how powerful your PC is. 2D models are sick as well. Yeah, you can also do like live 2D. Live 2D is a lot less resource intensive than 3D modeling. A lot of 2D models look better than 3D models. Yeah, if done right, if done poorly, some 3D models can look a lot worse, so I agree with what Rina's saying. So I might actually... This is looking good. I don't know. I want this down a bit more. It looks good in the reference, but like just something about it looks kind of weird once I've like shrink wrapped it onto her face. And I might actually kind of go and add a little bit of feel like most of the time it's just that 2D models look that good. Most 3D models are more or less good. I think it's complicated. Like, I think if you... it's a very, like, specific skill, like, method that you do for, like, anime style. A lot of times you need to, like, paint on textures with, like, built-in lighting, whereas, like, you wouldn't really do that if you were doing it in 3D. Like, if you wanted to put something into a game and do, like, and you didn't have control over, like, you know, the lighting or whatever, or, like, how things would appear, you want, like, that dynamic lighting effect, then yeah, like, then it's not going to look as good as, like, a hand-drawn model, and I think it's kind of apparent looking at, like, how they do it in Guilty Gear, right? They do a lot of, like, normal edits to make sure that the lighting looks stylized, and, like, the shadows look stylized, but like, if you're just doing a VTuber, all you really care about is, like, fixed lighting source, how it looks from in front. So, like, and if you, like, draw it on, like, the right way, then I think it can look fine. Since this is my first character, I don't have, like, great examples. But Pastels, who also does 3D art, like, stylized 3D art characters for, like, VTuber models, her work is super, super cute. And, like, it honestly, like, still frame looks basically hand-drawn. You can see, like, there's some gives, like, you can kind of tell, like, okay, there's some polys here and there, like, you know, whatever. Like, you can tell that there's, like, polygons around here. You know, they're not quite the smoothest shapes ever, but, like, at a glance, it looks really good. Like, it looks hand-drawn, almost. There's some things that kind of give it away, like, up here, but, like this line is, like, clipping to stuff, but it looks really good. Like, especially, like, when you take into account that, like, things are going to be compressed when you use them in a stream. Yeah, and I think, like, a lot of the Nijisanji 3D models and, like, some of the Hololive 3D models, like, kind of use the same similar methods. I'm going to be upgrading my PC sometime this year. I'm going to get a 3070, 3060. Yeah, no, 3060, 3070 will be, like, totally fine. Guilty Gear also drops frames and puts animation errors in on purpose to give a 2D feel. Yeah. Yeah, it's a, like, the stuff that they do is a really difficult problem. I know a lot of them will also, a lot of, like, animation involves, like, kind of, like, doing things like breaking the character's back or, like, warping proportions or whatever. So it's a very deep rabbit hole. There's a lot that goes into it. That said, it's much, much harder to make it look good compared to Live 2D. You have to, like, think quite a bit more about, like, how things will work, I suppose. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. But I think the reason why, like, I want to make a character in a video game that I'm making. Yeah, you should do it. game dev is super fun. You should try it. Maybe I'm just talking about V-avatars because of available resource ads there, like Vroid. Oh yeah, Vroid. I've seen people do some pretty amazing things with it, but yeah, it is a bit limiting in terms of like what you can do with it because of like, you know. I think this might actually look okay. A lot of people start with Vroid, then convert to Unity. Yeah. I've seen some people do some pretty crazy stuff with Vroid, but I think, yeah, it's tough out of the box. Yeah, convert the model. Yeah, I get you. I just want to get a look at, like, I know I'm not gonna get the front view to line up like perfectly, because like again the problem where like the side doesn't quite match up with the front, but I want it to be like kind of close, at least like how it looks in the drawn reference. I should also shrink wrap this to... Yeah, okay, it's good. Gara snapping for now. Slide this up. Add another thing here. Fix this curve. Yeah, but admittedly I haven't really used Vroid much, so I don't really know much about it. I've been 3D modeling stuff before I did characters, so I already knew how to use Blender. I actually started making props for cosplay. That's how I originally learned it. And eventually I decided like, oh, let's try making a character. So I actually have never used Vroid, but I know that's how a lot of people start. But yeah, for that reason, I can't really comment on, like, Vroid specific stuff and, like, you know, how that whole workflow works, because I just don't know. But, yeah, with Blender, because you have so much power over, like, everything in the process, sorry, I just need to... Because you have so much control over like everything involved in the process, you can end up with pretty much like the sky's the limit. But with Vroid, because it focuses on user friendliness and doesn't really like let you adjust things like that are kind of hard to understand, like shaders and whatever, like, and like I think it allows you to texture stuff. But yeah, making game with Unreal Engine, nice. Yeah, Unreal is cool. I know there's a lot of tools too that will like help you generate like realistic characters with UE5. So, but yeah, Unreal is really heavy. I would say if you have a lower end PC and you don't plan on upgrading, I would start with Godot engine or Unity, just because Unreal is very bloated. And you have to compile that. I think you don't necessarily have to compile the editor, but like the way Unity works with its editor versus like the Unreal is like the editor is embedded into the project itself. It's kind of complicated. I would recommend starting with Unity if you have a lower end PC. But actually I prefer Godot over both of them. Godot is really nice. It's open source. You don't have to worry about any licensing, you know. It's got some really nice features. So just fix this. Go to the front view. I've always used Vroid because I wanted to know the low starting bar. I don't have any sculpting knowledge, texturing. Yeah. Vroid makes it a lot easier to get started, but yeah, I wouldn't consider Vroid like the bleeding edge of what is available for like making stylized anime characters. But it does its job, right? I don't think I don't look down on anybody for using Vroid, like, because it's a lot faster. To iterate on something in Vroid and get your idea done, and then maybe when you feel really confident about your character design, you can do it in Blender. That's like an option that works well if you don't like want to just work with a concept artist off the bat. Oh, my sister's calling again. She should know that I'm busy. Can't you see I'm streaming? God. No, I love my sister. It's just, yeah, right now I'm busy. Streaming for now. Will be around later. My school computers have 30As. Yeah, those are great. Those are great. It's good specs. Both the games Sarah and I made were in Godot. Yeah, Godot is great. I love Godot. Godot is super friendly. I think arguably it's easier to it's great for 2D as well. Why would you do hair as one shape instead of multiple separate shapes? There's a few reasons. One, you might want to apply physics differently to the hair. Like, so, for example, like this part of the bang, I don't really want physics on, right? But then this part of the bang, I want physics a lot on. Also, you have, there's also things like, certain things like topology is easier to manage when you kind of separate it out. Topology is very important, because... What the heck happened here? What? Sorry. Oh, it's... Yeah, no, I know why I did that. No. So topology is really important because you want to make sure that things deform well when they are in motion. Something like this, it's not as important because it's not going to be animated, but like these side fringes, for example, if I apply hair physics to them, you know, like they need to deform these shapes in order to kind of like, you know, animate it and make it look like it's in motion. And if it has to deform really weird topology, like let's say you have a bunch of like weird triangles or whatever, or like whatever, like let's say like these edge loops didn't flow with like the shape of the hair. Like when you actually end up deforming it, it'll end up like crinkling or like looking really weird. So that's kind of why topology is really, really important when it comes to animating things. And so yeah, that's kind of why I'm doing it in different parts rather than one big mesh, because it's a lot easier to manage the topology when you do it this way. So yeah, it's a good question though. Cause yeah, like I was thinking about doing it all as one mesh, but then when I started to like really think about like, okay, would it be would it be easier that way? I kind of realized the answer was no, because like I have different things going on there, so yeah, like also things like I might want to have like stuff differently. So with something like this, I 100% want it shrink wrapped to the head. But then like something like this, I might only want like part of it shrink wrapped to the head, and so like, you know, or whatever. Maybe I don't want certain parts of the hair shrink wrapped at all, and so like doing it in different parts makes it easier to kind of like manage that. Yeah, so yeah. That's a good question though. Yeah, and you might want to like set like set things up differently or whatever. Okay, so the only problem that I'm seeing is there's a weird kind of warp to things, so I need to weight paint, and I need to get rid of the weight on this section so that it doesn't look as weird. Oh, hydrate. Okay, thank you. I'm drinking Monster, by the way. Here's proof that I'm hydrating. That's not water. It has water in it. I think I need to blur this so it's like less harsh. Slurp it. Hang on. You happy? Blender, I'm clicking. Why aren't you doing the thing? There we go. Am I happy? Maybe if you slurp me. Okay. Yeah, your blood probably would be pretty tasty, huh? What's your blood type again? Yeah, I want to know. For science. I want to know the flavor. B+? I thought you were Asian. Shouldn't it be A+? Yeah, B positive? Okay. Subs and quarter. I need to blur this part more. And I want it to be stronger up here. Um... There we go. And then I'm just gonna blur this. Yeah, I want it to like... I want it to drop off a bit differently. So I'm just kind of like messing with these weights so that it, that like it kind of ends up clipping into this part of the hair a bit better. Actually, another thing that I forgot that I could do is just do like one of these. And I can add another loop cut here. Get rid of it. There we go. I think also I need to... let me look at the side reference. I think I need to have these two shapes like, kind of curve into each other a bit better. Like line up a bit better, if that makes sense. Like they need to line up a little bit more symmetrically. There we go. Yeah, that looks better. Yeah, that flows into each other much better than whatever the hell I had before. Yeah, these need to be on the outside more, I think. Same with this. And let's see. Let me hide the reference for now. Make sure it looks good from the front view. Hi, Lena. Welcome. How's your day going? Yeah, so now we're just kind of making sure, going back and forth between like the front view and the side views, and making sure it like looks good at each angle. I also need to add creases here, vertex creases, so that they look pointier. Maybe not that pointy. Maybe closer to like that. I wonder why, might just be that there's not enough subdivisions and it's kind of weird because of that. Or I need to like shift this more towards here. That is a problem for a future me. Oh wait, also it's probably because of the yeah, that's looking better. I'm fine, trying to figure out how to play Minecraft, getting killed by creepers. I understand that. I tried to play Minecraft once with Ria and Bad Cop and some others, and like, I kept trying to like bring an axolotl back to my house because they're really cute, and I kept just dying. I was so sad. I was devastated, actually. Sad is kind of an understatement. You're going from illustration to 3D model? Yeah, so my artist, Lean, Nerdside Stories. She drew this for me and gave me this wonderful character sheet to work off of. So right now we're kind of just translating it from 2D to 3D. Which is easier said than done. I kind of mentioned it earlier in the stream, but there's a lot of differences between like how things work in 2D versus 3D that make it a bit of a challenge. It looks fine there. I don't know why they look so... Oh, it's probably because these are just really long. So what I'll do is like... do one of those. Oh. Didn't notice my alarm. Yeah, that server was a little rough for a first timer. I hope I can try again. Yeah, I'm not opposed to like... yeah, it didn't like completely turn me off from it. But I think like, I definitely... If I'm playing like that kind of game, I think I would prefer a more like kind of chill, chill like sandbox kind of thing. I think that's just my preference, right? So, I'm still not quite sure why it's doing that. Maybe it's because the edges are just so... I don't know. Problem for future me. I have a feeling it has to do with the solidify. Somehow, but I don't want to think about it right now. I just want to get it done. So, yeah, this is what we have so far. So things are starting to shape up. Yeah, Lean's commissions are still open, by the way, so if you want to commission her for a character sheet for your design, her pricing is really good. Her work is great. Recommend her a lot. She also has VTuber assets too, if you want to borrow it, if you want to like have them. She has one for Valentine's Day, which is coming up soon. I'm just trying to get it to like look good. I think it looks good. Let's double check our weights, and that looks good. Yeah, we want all of this to be... Oh, you know what? It's probably... Yeah, there's like weird weights. It's There's a vertex groups. Just get rid of that. Apply it to the whole thing. Shrink wrap. Yeah. Yeah, just apply it to the whole thing. And then yeah. Okay, so the next step, let me hide this. Name our stuff. The front, it's actually looking pretty good. I might kind of just go back and fix some things here and there that I noticed kind of stray from the original reference. I think part of this might be the shrink wrap kind of fucking around with stuff, but sometimes it's a little bit hard to know like how things are gonna look with after the modifiers get applied, but you know, it saves me a lot of time overall, so I think it's worth it still. Yes, if only I had money. Yeah. It is a little bit of an investment, right? That's kind of the tricky part. If you're not able to draw it yourself, then you need help, but something I might do is, I know I said I didn't want weight paints at all on this, but it actually looks like this part looks flat almost, so I think I do actually need to kind of like lift the back part of this off of the face, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna select this loop, but not all the way up, just like maybe up to here. Grab it, X. Bring it out more, and then do the same here. Bring it out more. And then yeah, that way it doesn't look so like head on. Yeah, and then the next step is to do the weight paints. So we're gonna make a new vertex group, call this shrink wrap. And then go back to modifiers, apply the shrink wrap to the vertex group, and we just want everything to be red as hell. By default, we want it to be like max shrink wrap everything. And then we want to go back here and start to kind of like do this kind of thing. Yeah, well, it's not like exactly spot on. It's a lot closer to the reference. I kind of feel like it might be a fool's errand to get it to like look perfect, exactly perfect, but yeah, we still need it to shrink wrap there, so I'm actually gonna go in and do one of these. We want it to shrink wrap here as well. Yeah. We want this to shrink wrap to the eye perfectly. And then something kind of like that. So now we can go back here and preview. How close is it to the reference? They actually wisp in a lot more, don't they? Then we need to do the same thing that we did before. Just select all of this. Hide these outer ones. Just make sure that they're snapped to the head. And then do what we did before where we select this, unsnap, bring it out. Select this, bring it out. Yeah, there we go. That's looking pretty good. And then this needs to... we need to adjust this a little bit. And then we have to add creases so that those corners look nice and sharp. And if we now compare it to our reference, we just need to kind of move this down. And maybe move this part out a bit more. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, it's looking pretty close. Again, it's not gonna be perfect, but like if we look at the shapes, it's pretty close. This one has to be a bit smaller though, huh? Yeah, that looks pretty close, so. And then when we add the long sides, yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah, that's looking pretty close. It's just tricky, because again, like a lot of this you have to kind of like reinterpret so that it works in 3D space. It's never gonna be like perfectly accurate, unfortunately. Especially because I'm starting with a different base model, so like the heads are gonna look a little different. I kind of did it more to my preference where I like more slimmer cheeks, but once we texture it up and everything, I think it'll look a lot closer to the PNG tuber. We also need to make the braid over here at some point. And I kind of want to thicken these up more because they are thicker parts of the hair. That's why it's not letting me paint that area. Okay. Yeah, that looks good to me. So I don't think actually we wanted it thicker. Yeah, I don't think we actually wanted it thicker. I think it looks weird. I think we just need it to be more offset from the rest of everything, so it doesn't look like it's like on the same kind of. man, this looks good to me. When I finished Goodbye in my rose garden, I'm crying. Oh yeah, that was like the manga that you sent me, right? Oh, was it? Wait, was that the tragedy one? I can't remember. Okay, so now I think we're pretty much done with this front part. Well, I don't know what happened here. No, don't snap, please. No, what are you doing? Okay. Okay, I don't know what happened with her mouth there. I think we're good with the front of her hair now. This all looks pretty good to me. There's some things like these wisps that I could add in. I didn't notice them because they weren't outlined. The tragedy one wasn't that bad. Oh, interesting, okay. This one was from quite a while ago. I see. Aww. I just sent you this one. Okay, I'll check it out later. A friend did want to... A friend did want to get boba later. But... I don't think she hasn't messaged, or they haven't messaged me yet, so... Yeah, a friend wanted to hang out too. Aw. I'm so glad that you're getting out of the house and seeing people. I think I want to... bring these out more a bit too. Yeah. Yeah, one of the tricky parts about live 2D versus 3D is like a lot of times like things will always look like it's facing the camera, like these hair fringes always look like they're like a plane that is facing the camera, and that's just something that's like kind of unique to that art style. So when you're working with 3D shapes, you kind of just have to... Like, certain art styles lend themselves better to 3D more than others, but at the same time, it's like, you know, it's a fun little technical challenge, figuring out how to translate it, I suppose. Yeah, this thing, it's like pretty thick. You can affect it by like by maybe like thickness of the solidify, like that, but um yeah, it looks a little better. Yeah, that's looking a bit better. I wish I had boobs that big. Yeah, but flat as justice. I mean, I feel like everybody wants something different, you know? But for me, I think flat chests are really pretty to look at. I feel like it's a rare opinion, but it's a cultured one as well. I respect girls with flat chests because they put that much more effort into finding stuff that works for their body type. It's something I can relate to quite a bit. Yeah, this is starting to like go into itself pretty well. I think I just need to add these like little wispy parts. Which means adding some like cuts in here. Can I do it like this? Because it does kind of like jut out, right? I think that might work. Right, if I do like that, and then like... maybe like that. And then kind of like that. Oh, it's not on the right plane though. I'm doing a freehand like this is pretty rough. Yeah. That looks pretty good to me. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. And then she also has one up here, right? But it's so tricky making it look like a little, like, random tuft of hair. Maybe I will make it a little less, thick. Yeah. And she's got one, I've got one over here. It's kind of further up. Something like right here. We can also like go in later and kind of manipulate how things get thick with the same kind of weight painting thing. You look really cute smiling with your teeth. Yeah. I like my thingies. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you can see, but I need to like redo the teeth, but I got some fangies in there. Saw the photo Recos posted? Yeah! I don't often smile with my teeth, but sometimes I do if I'm like feeling okay that day. I'm a shy. I like the shy demure look too, though. Right? Like this. I don't know. A lot of times when I send photos to my parents, they're like, "Oh, smile. You look so sad in your photos," and I'm like, "No, I don't. What are you talking about?" Alright. This is the start to something pretty good, I think. So now the next part is gonna be this part. And the way I'm gonna do it is it's gonna start up here and just like kind of have it like kind of go like that. I think it's because you usually have upturned eyes. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sleepy. Yeah, I'll be around later tonight if you want to call 101. But no, you have stuff going on. Never mind. Okay, I'll find something else to do. Cries. Yeah, I need to do the braid too as well. That is something I have to figure out because I saw like a method for like doing like a repeating pattern. I saw you can use the array modifier to make a repeating pattern really easily. But I have to think about how I'm gonna do that. I might have to like research it a bit off stream, but we'll see. But yeah, so far I'm pretty happy with how it looks up front, and it's gonna look even better once it's shaded and like we add like the convex hull and everything. I'm completely free tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty happy though. The eyes I kind of did quickly as a placeholder. I'm gonna replace them eventually with like well, I'm gonna retexture them completely. I actually have a book over here that like has like reference for how to do Kita eyes. I like the way Lean did my eyes, but I think I want to try some new stuff, challenge myself a bit. So yeah. And also like it's there if you zoom in enough, but I want the like kind of slit eyes to read a bit more. So I mean it looks good, but it's not as apparent as it could be, I think. So I'm gonna, but like she did a good job. It's not like I'm not happy with it. I just kind of want to try some new things and see if I can get it to like read a bit heavier. Yeah, so the next part is just gonna be I'm gonna use that same like shrink wrap method on the back of the hair, but I'm only gonna like have it affect this section essentially, and then yeah, I'm only gonna have it affect like this section, and then some of it will like be shrink wrapped. Like some of it will be shrink wrapped, but like usually what I'll do is Personally, I find it a lot easier if I have it like a straight line jut out, like, you know, like just straight line out, kind of like, and then I use the weight paint to kind of like fill out the body like this, because a lot of times the curve of the hair, like you can, that way you can like, you can change the curve of the hair using like the body as like the reference point, and you can just say how far away you want it from the body. That's like something that I do quite a bit with clothing, and I think it'll work really well here too. So I really love just using modifiers in general. Modifiers are really, really fun, so. But yeah, I think I'm at a good stopping point for now, and I kind of want to like chill out a bit before my friend wakes up from their nap and we get boba together. Yeah, and I have some notifications I have to get back to, so yeah, I'm at a good stopping point. I don't really feel like I have the mental energy to start the back of the hair yet. Eventually I will. Also, something that I might, an issue I might run into is like, I might need to like figure out what to do, like, will it look okay if it swoops from back here to like this way? Like, I'm not really sure. So I have to like, I think I just have to try it and see it, and if not, I can just like kind of warp things and shift them around and see if I can get it to work right. And then I do the twin tails. The twin tails are going to be just like a shrink wrap. It's going to be the same kind of stack, but instead of like just a shrink wrap, I'm also going to add a curve, because they aren't really anchored at all to the body. They're their own thing. So I'll use the curve modifier for that one. And it might also look a little different when it has like hair physics as well, so we'll see. I mean, doesn't the side hair go into the ponytails? No, you can kind of see that they're two different things. Like they're not like the type where like it includes like your like I don't know how to describe it. Like the hair isn't taut. It's kind of like just using the back of the hair from the back of your head. It's not using the hair from like, you know, where like your sideburns and your like side fringes are, if that makes sense. I don't know. Yeah, they kind of are like clip-ons, but they're not really clip-ons. They're my real hair. I don't like using extensions. But yeah, I think I'm at a good stopping point, and I did a pretty good job of like translating it. I think right now it looks kind of, it doesn't quite look right because I don't have all the like detailing done. And also like it looks like she has short hair, but I think once I finish the long part, I think she'll start to kind of look a little bit more close to the finished product. But yeah, I'm really happy with how it looks from the front. Yeah, thank you, Rihanna. So yeah, let's see how it goes. I'm just admiring. I love when I make something good. And I'm really like happy that I like finally just caved and commissioned the artist, because like I don't think I would have been able to kind of do this without reference, if that makes sense. Let me just fix this real quick. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so let me fix this a little more. Sorry, I know I said I would stop, but Okay. Well, we'll work on that more later. Alright, let's see who's live right now. Who can I raid? Twitch. Whomst is live. Following. I'll be around until 2 p.m. if you want to hang. Okay, yeah. I'll let you know if I get back from Boba earlier, so. Let's see. My friend Kitty is working on game development, so I think I'm actually gonna raid her, because it's like similar content, right? So, and yeah, no, thanks everybody who stopped by, and oh yeah, Katie is also gay, so please I don't know, don't smooch her, don't be weird, because I'm pretty sure she has a partner, but give her lots of gay love energy platonically. So let me start the raid and popsicle and start raid, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Have a good evening, or rest of your evening, day, whatever it is where you are, and see you next time.